Chosen one, lock your attention on what I'm about to say right now. Not casually, not halfway, but fully. Because this moment is not random. It is not just another message passing through your awareness. This is a moment that has found you deliberately, intentionally, with precision. That quiet ache in your chest. You know the one. The one that arrives without warning. The one that does not ask permission before settling deep inside you. The one you cannot explain, no matter how hard you try, to the people around you. It is not loud, yet it is persistent. It lingers in the background of your thoughts, like a weight that refuses to be ignored. Do not push it away. Do not numb it. Do not dismiss it as overthinking. Because what you are feeling is not meaningless. It is not weakness. It is not confusion without purpose. There is a reason it has intensified right now. The enemy is working overtime against your connection at this very moment for one reason, and one reason only. He sees what is about to be restored. Everything is shifting. Not slowly, not eventually, but rapidly. Within a window you can already feel opening. The distance, the silence, the confusion that has existed between you and this person. It is reaching its breaking point. But hear this clearly. This shift is not happening because of luck, coincidence, or fate. It is happening because of what you have already done. Think back. There was a moment this week, a very specific moment. You almost reached out. Everything inside you was urging you to say something, to break the silence, to close the gap. Your fingers hovered, your heart raced, your mind replayed every possible outcome. And then, you stopped. You pulled your hands away. You chose restraint over reaction. You chose stillness over impulse. You chose silence. And you thought that moment meant nothing. You thought maybe you missed your chance. You questioned whether that silence created more distance. But let me tell you something that changes everything. That pause was not weakness. That pause was a declaration. That moment of restraint was one of the most powerful moves you could have made. Even though it didn't feel like power at the time, it set something into motion in the unseen realm that cannot be undone. You did not damage this connection. You protected it. You created space for something higher to move, where your effort could not. Something redirected your path, your day, your attention, bringing you to this exact message at this exact time. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. So steady yourself, because what you are about to understand is something your soul has been waiting for. You did not find this by accident. You were led here. This is a moment that was already written into your timeline. Long before you were aware of it, you are standing at a threshold, a dividing line between what this connection has been and what it was always meant to become. And I need you to stay with me here, because what you are about to see will change the way you interpret everything that has been happening. The last 72 hours have not felt normal. It hasn't just been silence. It has been a different kind of silence. Heavy, thick, pressurized. Like something unseen is pressing down on both of you at the same time. Maybe you caught yourself staring at their name on your phone. Not texting, not calling, just staring. Not understanding why your heart felt so full and yet so restricted at the same time. Or maybe you woke up in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. and they were your first thought. Not in a romantic way, not in a light way, but in a way that felt like concern, like something was off, like something wasn't right on their side. That feeling was not random. You are not imagining this. You are standing in between two phases. One ending and one beginning. And in that space, everything feels uncertain. And this is where the enemy has been working the hardest, not by attacking directly, but by whispering. He has been repeating a very specific lie in your mind. That distance is your fault. That silence means it's over. That moment you held back ruined everything. He replays your hesitation like evidence against you. But listen carefully. That is not truth. That is manipulation, because what is actually happening is something entirely different. The distance is not rejection. It is pressure before release. It is the final stretch of a battle that is already concluding. And here is the truth that changes everything. They are not pulling away because they stopped feeling. They are pulling away because they are under the same pressure you are under. The same confusion, the same heaviness, the same silence. The attack was split into two directions, aimed at both of you, so that each of you would interpret the silence as rejection instead of recognizing it as warfare. You are not being abandoned. You are both being targeted. And the moment you understand that, the entire dynamic shifts, because now you are no longer reacting emotionally. You are seeing clearly, and clarity breaks deception instantly. What you thought was distance was actually alignment in disguise. What you thought was disconnection was actually a reset. Because a reset feels exactly like an ending when you are inside it. It feels like loss. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like something slipping away. But it is not. It is reconstruction. Something is being rebuilt in a way that cannot collapse again. The foundation is being deepened, strengthened, reinforced. Because what is coming next cannot stand on the old structure. And here is the part most people miss. The delay was never about the connection. It was about you. Not in a negative way, but in a transformative way. The real battle has been over your belief about yourself. Because the moment you fully understand who you are in this, everything changes. You are not just someone waiting. You are not just someone hoping. You are not powerless in this dynamic. You are a carrier of something that shifts the entire atmosphere when you shift internally. And the enemy knows this. That is why the greatest effort has been placed on making you doubt yourself. Because if you doubt yourself, you disconnect from your authority. And if you disconnect from your authority, you start waiting for confirmation from the other person instead of standing in what is already true. But here is the reality. You do not need their confirmation for this connection to be real. You do not need their signal to validate what already exists. You only need to stop requiring it, because the moment you stop watching them and start standing within yourself, everything begins to move. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. And this is the shift. You release control. You release fear. You release the need to understand every detail. And you stand in knowing, not guessing, not hoping, knowing. Knowing that what is meant cannot be undone by silence, cannot be destroyed by distance, cannot be erased by confusion. And from that place, everything changes. The atmosphere changes. The connection responds. The pressure breaks. And what felt stuck begins to move again. This is the moment where everything pivots. Not externally first, internally first. Because once it shifts within you, it cannot stay the same outside of you. This is not the end. This is the turning point, and you are not waiting anymore. You are stepping into alignment with what has already been set into motion. And from here, everything unfolds exactly as it was meant to.